First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
Name's Jax.
Kung Lao.
Lord Raiden.
The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
Kano wins. You fucking beauty.
I don't know how I feel about that, but in the next 20 minutes or so, what we're going to do is talk about a piece of my childhood and my colleague's childhood that is being rebooted for a theatrical and HBO Max release on April the 16th, 2021. I'm TstreeT Controversy with my colleague Big J. We're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat, the reboot, and I got to be honest with you. I've watched the trailer now a third time, and I'm just not really, maybe because I'm older or whatever the case may be, but I'm just not really feeling it, I guess. So we're going to go through the particulars. According to, well, this is the official particulars. Directed by a Simon McCoy. From what I've researched from him, this is his first feature film. I've watched a couple of build-up videos and a couple of recap and commentary videos. Basically, he is trying to keep with the origin stories of the fighters and really trying to not add anything new. Basically trying to be faithful to, you know, what fans expect or should expect. The problem I'm having with the trailer, which we're going to talk about, is maybe it's just me, or I guess it is not really for my demographic. I'm 37 years old. I was in the theaters the first, what is it? That I don't remember when it came out. I believe I saw it maybe like a Friday at like noon in the movie theaters in 1995. I remember how excited I was. I remember seeing the movie 3 weeks after that in the theaters. I remember even buying the bootleg VHS tape from the stand. Remember how that theme had hit you when it dun, 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 dun. Remember how that shit? Yeah, remember how that shit hit you? You know?
Oh, fuck yeah, I remember.
So,
I remember. I was 13 when it first came out. I saw it in the movies about 4 times.
Yeah. But I guess, how would you feel if you're a 12, 13-year-old in 2020, 2021, and you're a Mortal Kombat video game fan? Now, me, I wasn't a real Mortal Kombat video game fan, but Mortal Kombat was a part of pop culture. Even if you didn't play the video game, you knew what Mortal Kombat was. Hell, there were even legislation to try to stop the game from coming out or being available to kids or even adults at one point in time. So
No, that was after the release of the original arcade game. Mortal Kombat was the reason why gaming has rating systems.
correct, yeah. So
Yeah. After the original game came out, the shit hit the fan, and that's when the rating systems come in.
So, Big J, tell them where you are in Australia and tell them what you've learned about when the movie's going to be released over there.
Same date, April 15th. I just looked it up. April 15th is going to be released in Australia. Whatever cinemas will have it there. And while I'm chomping at the bit, I've got a couple of questions and a few concerns. As you said, you're 37. I'm 39 in a couple of weeks. We're around the same age. The first one was completely epic. I mean, it was just it was a mixture of the first two games, even though it was more the first. But they did an excellent job with the first movie. They did a fantastic job. They completely fucked the sequel, but the less said about that, the better. But this one I've got a few concerns. And the first question is, where the fuck's Johnny Cage? How can you have a Mortal Kombat movie about Johnny Cage? Who's this Kane bloke or whatever his fucking name? I never heard of him.
Well, they have it's a new character that they are adding into the universe from what I've researched, and his name is Cole Young. This Cole Young... Is
this bloke in any games?
No, from what I've researched, no. He's a brand new character in...
Well, there's your first fucking mistake. You're bringing in a new character that's not of the games. So,
yeah, I don't like when they do shit like that either.
Nah, when I was a young fella, Mortal Kombat, I was hardcore Mortal Kombat. I mean, I used to sit up with my mates playing the Super Nintendo. We'd have Mortal Kombat, battles all night long. I don't know what you did, but that's what we used to do. And I think the Mortal Kombat's really been a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down, because it went dormant there for a good 5 years after 97 when they brought out the sequel in Mortal Kombat 4. They could have killed the franchise off for about 5 years until Deadly Alliance came in and brought the franchise back to life. But this Cole Young, we know nothing about him. So,
well, he's supposed to be, I'm guessing the outsider in to give us the viewers like, okay, well, this is what a regular guy would be like if he's in the Mortal Kombat world. It doesn't really make sense to me, and what I'm getting from the trailer as, I'm watching it over again, it looks B-movie-ish, but see, we really won't know until we see it. Now, one thing I am happy about is it is rated R. It is for mature audiences, so there will be blood, there will be gore, there will be fatalities as the trailer showing us. Now,
I'm happy about that. Yeah. So, now, as you said, you've got to give it a chance. So.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing right now, the trailer, I'm not impressed. But as I've got a chance to watch the trailer more and more and do a little bit of research, as it's playing right now on the screen, I'm noticing that they're going to be doing a Scorpion and Sub-Zero for origin in the movie, like basically how they be. So this guy right here, I'm playing in the trailer right now. This guy is supposed to be Scorpion before Scorpion. Now, played by an actor, I'm going to butcher his name, Hiroyuki Sanada. Now, I've seen this guy in many movies before. In the second Wolverine movie, which I went to see date night somewhere. He was in the Westworld series. He was in Avengers. A movie, Rush Hour 3. So he's a well-known actor. So what I'm getting from
he's
this...
accomplished actor.
Accomplished actor. So what I'm getting from this is they are going to try to do and show us basically how Scorpion and Sub-Zero came about. But when I'm seeing them, like when I see a cheesy shot like them walking in the desert to, I'm guessing, the Outer World or the Mortal Kombat tournament, I'm looking at the costumes and I'm just like, all right, I'll watch it. But it's like, it's rated R. Who is it really appealing to? It's not really supposed... I don't know. It's just giving off mixed vibes to me.
Can I just cut in here? It's appealing to guys our age. That's what it's appealing to.
I don't know.
You got to remember that they did the reboot in... When did Mortal Kombat come out? The reboot, the 9. Was it 2011?
I don't remember. You talking about the video game? I don't remember. I can look it up.
Yeah, the video game. Yeah, look, bring that up. I'm pretty sure it was 2011. So anyone who's 20 and over will be
2011.
chomping at the bit for that movie because that has got a whole new demographic, a whole new generation of Mortal Kombat lovers. So, you know, I mean, kids that were 10, 12, 13 years old now are in their early 20s will be going, fuck yeah, because they're old enough to see it. I mean, 13-year-olds won't be able to see it, nor should they.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and older blokes like us who saw it, you know, from the time that we were 10 when the first game come out till now, will be like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll give this a try. I'll give this a try, even though we'll overanalyze it because we're older and we're picky about shit. You know, a 27-year-old bloke's not going to give a fuck. He's be like, fuck yeah. You know, get the boys together and go look at the movies. So it's aged at, you know, 18 to 35-year-old demographic.
One thing I do know for sure is that Mortal Kombat is really big in the esports online gaming scene and tournaments. Like, what is it called? The one that they have a real big one in Vegas. I forgot the name of it. And they have it every year before Corona. It's a big gaming tournament where they do like Street Fighter, Tekken, you know, but somebody can surely remind me in the chat. But one thing I do like is we're actually getting to see, which is playing on the screen right now, that they're going to actually give us a full fight between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And for those who don't know, the original Sub-Zero, which the movies is supposed to be showing, is a guy by the name of Bi-Han, if I'm correct. Let me go check real quick.
Yeah, Bi-Han, because Bi-Han becomes the original Noob Sabat, so that's right. Yeah, Bi-Han.
And he's supposed, and so basically,
anyway.
Sub-Zero and Noob Sabat is supposed to be in the movie. So if I was to give a theory, I would guess that Scorpion would kill Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero would become Noob Sabat. Then maybe there'll be a new Sub-Zero, which is likely, from my understanding, which people are seeing today in the video games, is the newer Sub-Zero. One thing I do like is this dude right here was in a great movie called The Raid Redemption. A guy who's playing Sub-Zero. His name is Joe Taslim. If you haven't seen The Raid Redemption or The Raid 2, I forgot what it's called, you need to check it out. Awesome movie. So let's go through some semantics real quick and tell you exactly what Mortal Kombat characters, according to IMBD, are going to be in the movie. So right now, we know that Sonya Blade, Scorpion, Kano, Sub-Zero, this Cole Young dude, whoever he is. Don't be surprised if they make him some type of character and change some character's origin story and say, oh, so he's going to be the new such and such. Don't be surprised if he becomes the new Sub-Zero. There you go. There's a theory right there for you. Raiden, Liu Kang, Shang Tsung. We saw Goro, Melina, Kung Lao, Cabal, and that's Nitera, whoever that is, and me.
Nitera.
And I'm going to say after about Mortal Kombat 3, listen, I stopped following the characters after the Mortal Kombat, the big one, Mortal Kombat Ultimate Edition. After that, it just became
the trilogy, Mortal Kombat trilogy.
You know, after that, I fell off.
Yeah, I fell off the grid around Deception. So
yeah, see, I don't know
because I didn't have. I know that I think that Young, the last one you mentioned, was in Mortal Kombat Deception. I mean, sorry, Deadly Alliance. So yeah. I mean, I haven't played Mortal Kombat in years because I don't have the game systems anymore.
Yeah. Well, at least they're not doing something cheesy like they would normally do and release some bullshit game to go along with the movie and the game be trash. So one thing I am interested in is to see a trailer. The trailer can be deceiving, and in this day and age, when you go, like, they went with the 4R rating, so they're not trying to sugarcoat nothing. I like that. That's ballsy from the director. You know, and from the studio that's producing it. So which means it's like, if you're going to make a Mortal Kombat movie, then they're supposed to give us everything. And what we're seeing from the trailer, we're seeing, let's point this out. The trailer that you're seeing now is age restricted, which is meaning this video is likely going to be age restricted because they're showing blood and guts. But imagine what they're probably not showing in the trailer. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. You know, the decapitations and all of that and how they handle it with CGI, or is it going to be practical effects, or a, you know, like this scene right here with Sub-Zero and the gun, that's looking amazing to me. You know, and they did give us. Go ahead.
And there's also the scene at the end where Kano's holding the heart because he rips out whatever that bloody character thing is, his heart that he at the end of the movie he says, "You fucking yeah." So yeah, so
by the way,
good to see.
Before we get into your thoughts on that character, I want to say that I was going to say Zoro. Goro looks kind of goofy. You know, the CGI, what I'm noticing in the trailer is when they use it, it looks, you know, kind of goofy. I mean, maybe I'm nitpicking, and, you know, I do watch a lot of movies, and I am particular when it comes to this type of stuff. But, you know, once again, we'll have to wait and see. But for fans of the series, from the comments that I'm read, they seem to be happy because of the fan service, where it's like they're being true to the character's origins. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, and
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, just so happens Kano was on the screen, and I wanted you to tell me about him because I wouldn't have known none of that if you wouldn't have pointed it out. The guy who's playing Kano.
Okay, the guy who's playing Kano is an Australian. His name is Josh Lawson. Now, he's a comic/character actor. He's not a martial artist.
Okay.
All right, which now this movie was shot in Australia. I believe it was about 2 years ago. I remember reading something about it. They started shooting, I think 2019, out in South Australia, the desert of South Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I've driven through South Australia. Most of it's just, you know, fucking scrub. There's not much. There's not much in South Australia besides Adelaide. The only problem that I have with this is that compared to the original guy played Kano, who wasn't an Australian, everyone thought he was. He just put on an Australian accent. His name was Trevor Goddard. He was a British guy. He was a professional fighter. I think he had a record of 53-3-1 or something. He was an actual boxer. Josh Lawson couldn't knock the fluff off a cappuccino. He's not a professional fighter. So obviously they got him because he's an Australian, and they were shooting in Australia, and I don't know why they couldn't get one of the Hemsworth brothers to play Kano. That would have been a lot better because they look like they could kick the shit out of someone.
They didn't have the money for that.
Probably not. I mean, Josh Lawson is an extremely funny guy. He was an Anchorman too. He played that billionaire with his Kane Allenby or whatever his name was. He played Paul Hogan. You know who Paul Hogan is, right? Surely you know who Paul Hogan is.
Of course. Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, he played a biofilm of Paul Hogan from when he started, you know, doing when he became a rigger man. You know, he was on and right up until until he's 80. He did a brilliant job. He did a really good job of playing Paul Hogan. I commend him for it. It was really, really good. But the man is a comedian/character actor, not a martial artist. So I don't know. I feel like they just grabbed the first available Aussie they could lay their hands on to play this role, and he didn't even bulk up for the role. Which is, I'm like, if you're going to play someone who can rip someone's heart out, you got to look like you can kick some ass.
Yeah,
so,
they just gave him a beard, made him a little dirty, and said, "All right, there you go." Gave him some scars.
Put on your best raspy voice, mate, and away you go. It's like not criticising Josh at all, but I mean, I'm reminded of. Did you ever see the movie Chopper?
I have. If we're talking about the same Chopper.
Yeah, Chop Chop, Uncle Chop Chop. When Eric Bana played Chopper Reed.
There you go. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Now Eric did a brilliant job, but Eric, put on a lot of weight for that. He gained like 23 kilos or something. Yeah, he looked like Chopper Reed. Where Josh, if you're going to look, Kano's a big, bulky guy. Always has been. It's like if you're going to play a character, especially a martial arts character, you got to look the part. I mean, all the other actors look, they're staying true to the, source material, because all the original actors who played the original Mortal Kombat games were all martial art experts. They weren't just people they dragged up; they were actually all fighters. So a little bit of a problem with that, but you got to give the man a chance, see how he goes. But but bar that, I really think that I'm going to give it a good. I think it's actually going to be pretty bloody good. But look at it this way: it can't be anywhere near as bad as Mortal Kombat Annihilation. There's a positive.
Yeah, that was trash. CGI, everything was trash.
Everything. How did they fucked up everything in that movie? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, it better
I'm
be.
really looking forward to it.
Well, it's looking like, because they show a image of Khan, Shao Kahn. That's his name, right?
Shere Khan.
Yeah,
Yep,
sure.
yep, yep,
Yeah,
Shere
they
Khan,
show an
Shere
image
Khan.
of him, and I'm guessing this is the build up for the sequel, and he may appear at the end. I never liked at the end of Mortal Kombat 1 when they had the original series, when they had him show up, and then in the second movie he looks completely different.
Yeah, the first movie at the end, it was an epic ending, and then they just fucked it all up. I mean, no.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Brian Thompson. I don't know. Brian Thompson was the gentleman that played Shere Khan, and he did the best job he could. But
he was
took his mask off.
He was a known villain actor at the time. Like, he was known for playing a lot of villains.
Yeah, and he still does. Every now and then he pops up every now and then. And every time you see him, every time I see him, it's just like, oh, Shere Khan. So, it was. You may remember he was one of the 3 blokes that Arnie took out in the original Terminator. Nice night for a walk. So he was the blonde guy. So, yeah. I mean, I think if they stick to the cameo for Shere Khan and they don't, they do exactly what they did in the original movie, and they just have a little snippet of him, which leads into the sequel. That'd be good. But God, they really anyway. Getting ahead of ourselves, but I hope they don't fuck up the sequel like they did the last one. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I haven't seen a Mortal Kombat movie in 20 something years. So and this has been a long time coming. They were supposed to make this 10 years ago. So I don't know. There's been rumors around for a decade that they were going to make another movie, and they never actually got around to doing it. But I'm glad they did. So it's good. I think what I like about this is that all the characters, like, Raiden's played by an Asian man. Even Christopher Lambert did a fantastic job in the original.
Yeah. You can't do that these days.
Well, I mean, if you want to look up history, the original character of Raiden was played by a Mexican man. His name was Carlos something. So, but then again, that was 1992. So, I'm pretty sure his name was Carlos something. So, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I understand, how can a white man play an Asian character? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But Christopher Lambert did a brilliant job, but I really think that these guys have stuck to the source material. And looking from the trailer, they look like they're going to do the best job they can. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But a little gripe about Kano, which is not really a gripe, it's more of a concern. I think it's going to be fucking brilliant. So
my biggest gripe, and to wrap up, we got a few minutes left, is just the CGI. Right now I have on the screen, Goro and whoever this guy he's jumping into. It looks like a clip.
I think that's probably Kun Lao Liu Kang by the look of it.
Yeah, and it's just real cheesy. To me, right now it's looking like to me Sub-Zero and Scorpion, more so Sub-Zero, is looking like the coolest. And that's no pun intended.
Yeah.
No, he's looking like the one that, I want.
I just got that.
He's looking like the one that, like the coolest one of, him and
the one that's the most well done. I think that's best.
That's what it's looking like. Because every scene of his in the trailer, it's just he steals it. And when you look at the cheesy fire and the cheesy outfit of Liu Kang, and then when you look at Goro, you look at, as you talked about with Kano. And, I'm looking at Sonya. It's like, all right, get an athletic blonde. Okay, all right, you got you a Sonya. You can't really, Shang Tsung looks good. You got.
I'm surprised they didn't get, what's his name? The original guy that played him, Kerry something. What's his name?
Yeah, but, you got to think, that man's probably like 80 now.
Oh, no, he wouldn't be that old. He'd be late 60s, early 70s.
Let me see. I'm pulling him up right now to see where he was a big time during his age, too. Kerry, I remember he was in a movie called Blood In, Blood Out playing a Mexican. Yeah, bro, he's what? No, 70. 71.
Yeah. And he did a brilliant... They still use him. They used him for the last game, Mortal Kombat 11. They used him. His voice, he owned that fucking role. He did brilliantly.
Yeah, but he's looking, he looking, like older now, bro.
Well, of course, he's fucking 70. What do you expect him to look
like?
I
mean, I don't know. Me personally, I think I'm cool with a recast. I'm cool with
true. Yeah, true. Especially if he plays the younger version of Shang Tsung. Yeah, Kerry could pull off the older version. But if they're going to make it younger, then they need a younger man, which is fair enough. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to
yeah.
watch it. And what we can probably do is, and as I was talking about, just so happens I was talking to Mikey about it, and we're actually going to be doing more movie reviews, and we're going to see how this goes. And see, it's not impossible to do, and yes, I want the viewers to hear this as well, or the listeners. It's not impossible to do movie reviews on YouTube, as you can see, but it is a process of making sure what cannot be allowed. That's why the big time reviewers on YouTube, they're consistent with it, because just like I know like the sleight of hand tricks to get my highlights in my boxing videos and everything, they know the same things with the movie stuff. So wrapping up, closing thoughts.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be it's going to be a great movie. So if it's half as good as the original, it'll be half as good as the original. So
well, I'm going to be here.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to be here. It's going to be here on HBO Max. I'm not going to the theaters to see it. I'm going to be here.
I'm going to the theaters. That's a gold. We got something called Gold Class in Australia, where you get these recliners and they sit down, they bring you food and drinks. It's like a bloody first class service. Fuck yeah, I'm going to that.
Yeah. We have that here in the States too, but the theaters right now are having a hard time. People just afraid to go out. So, and then here in the States, we have HBO Max, which has the movies premiere. Any movies under Warner Brothers premieres that HBO Max or Warner Brothers allow premieres on HBO Max and in theaters the same day. So like the new Godzilla vs. Kong, March the 31st, is going to be in theaters and on HBO Max the same day. Wonder Woman, the 1984, was in theaters and on HBO Max the same day. So in the case of this movie, Mortal Kombat, April the 16th, at midnight or whenever they release it on April the 6th, they're probably not going to release it until like 3 a.m., 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the States on April the 16th. I'm going to be here watching it. And I know a lot of people are, so I'm really interested to see it. And I like the fact that they're doing this, because it would be risky if you were to bring this movie out in the theaters alone. At least they know that a lot of people are going to be tuning in and the viewership is going to be high, instead of risking, in here in the States where the theaters are really, really suffering. Like movie theaters are on their deathbed here in the States. It's bad.
Yeah, Australia not so much, because we can go to movie theaters, but I think there's still social distancing, all that stuff. But movie theaters are not on their deathbed in Australia. They're nowhere near as what they were 18 months ago. But they're still chugging along. They're still chugging along nicely. So
yeah, right now we're in a situation. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just going to crap on you. Go ahead.
But yeah, right now in the States, when the movie theaters do get back fully operational, if they do, they're not going to be as many as they were, because they're closing, by the dozens. And ticket prices.
Sad. It's bloody sad.
Yeah, and ticket prices are going to get a huge hike, to where they are going to the theater into like a major attraction.
Actually, that brings up a great point. What's coming back in Australia?
Drive-in?
Drive-in. Yeah, exactly. That's what's coming back in Australia, because that's a perfect COVID solution, because it doesn't matter. Everyone's socially. They're actually, where I'm living now, about 30 k's up the road, they're going to build a drive-in in the one of the shopping centres car parks to bring, take up 100 car parks or whatever they're doing to bring back business to the drive-in. So drive-ins might be on the way back, and I bloody welcome it. They never should have got rid of them in this country in the first place. Yeah,
and I'm sure in this day and age with technology, they can have, you pull up and the tables are right there outside the windows. Whether we have an SUV, they probably slide up and down, could probably come in through the window, all kind of crazy stuff. That they probably can do these days.
It would probably be a very lucrative business to thinking, well, hang on a second, drive-ins are coming, there's one positive of COVID, drive-ins are coming back.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
So, all right. Well, we will be here, and of course, we will be doing. I've done movie reviews here on the channel before, but we're going to be doing more. Also to help out our boxing content and mixed martial arts content as well. So, since we're short on time, we got to wrap up real quick. TstreeT Controversy with Big J with Fight View 360. We'll see you on April the 16th. Please subscribe.